Hello, dear students. I am Professor Prakash Rao, Tunga College, Tirthahalli. This is my fourth video. In this video relating to Indian accounting standards, I am explaining you in relation to Ind AS 11, which explains about accounting treatment regarding construction contracts. As you know, construction contract is any contract which is entered into specifically for construction of an asset. For example, building, bridges, etc. Ind AS 11 construction contract describes and lays out the accounting treatment in respect of revenue and costs in relation to a construction contract. That means Ind AS 11 gives guidelines as to how the revenue and costs in relation to construction contracts are to be treated in books of accounts. As you know, there are two types of contracts. One is known as fixed price contract, the other one is known as cost plus contract. Fixed price contract means a contract in which the contractor agrees to a fixed contract price. In some cases, there may be an element of cost escalation, and so there may be inclusion of escalation clause, which allows, as per the agreement between the partners, that is the contractor and contractee, to give some additional compensation to the contractor by the contractee for increase in the prices of inputs, that is contract expenses. In case of cost plus contract, the contractor and contractee agrees for reimbursement of costs to the contractor, and there will be a profit margin that may be given by the contractee to the contractor based on the cost incurred in respect of the contract. These things you have learned at your BCom levels. Now, with regarding revenue from the contract, the revenue from the contract includes the following to the extent it is probable of generating revenue and is measurable. The initial amount of revenue on the contract agreed in the contract as a fixed price or cost reimbursement. That means as per the agreement in the contract, the contractor and the contractee agrees for a contract price, that is in case of fixed price, and in case of cost plus contract, reimbursement of the costs. In addition, claims and incentives on account of variation in contract work or as per escalation clause, or margin amounts as in the case of cost plus contract. So, revenue refers to the total contract price, which may be fixed price or cost reimbursement, and if there is escalation clause, the additional expenses that may be agreed to be paid by the contractee to the contractor, and in case of cost plus contract, the additional amount as margin that is a profit element that may be payable by the contractee to the contractor. And costs of a contract. Cost of a contract includes the following. That is directly related costs to the specific contract and the costs which are generally attributable to the contract account, and other costs which may be specifically assignable to the contract. In nutshell, cost of the contract includes the costs incurred specifically for the contract and the expenses which are generally considered as costs related to the specific contract. Coming to recognition of revenue and cost from a contract, the standard Ind AS 11 gives the guidelines. The related contract revenue and contract cost shall be recognized by taking into account stage of completion of the contract. That means how much the progress with reference to the contract has taken place. On the basis of that, revenue and contract costs are assigned to the contract account. However, if there are expected losses as per the calculation, as foreseen by the contractor, the losses shall be recognized immediately as expenses. In case of fixed price contract, the following are the conditions with regarding recognition of revenue and cost. That is, the entire revenue from the contract can be reliably measured. That is the condition. How much revenue that may be expected is to be determined. If it is determined, that can be taken as reliable amount of revenue that can be receivable from the contractee by the contractor. And the probability of that contract price must be receivable. It is probable that the contract price is apparently receivable. There should not be any ambiguity with regarding receivability of the contract price. Both the contract cost and the stage of completion can be measured. That means cost relating to the contract and the estimation of the completion of the contract work that should be measurable. These are the conditions with reference to fixed price contract. In case of cost plus contract, the following conditions are to be satisfied for recognizing the revenue and cost relating to the contract. It is probable that the economic benefits in the form of cost plus margin is receivable. It means as per the agreement between the contractor and the contractee, the total cost that is reimbursable and the margin that is agreed to be payable by the contractor to the contractor is determinable. Then contract costs attributable to the contract can be identified and measured clearly. The cost that can be recognized with reference to the contract, and it should be identifiable and measured clearly. These are the conditions with reference to cost plus contract. Then as to the percentage of completion, as per this method, revenue and costs are taken into account depending on the stage of completion of the contract in the accounting period in which the work is performed. How much progress has been made, there should be possibility of that estimation. Contract work in progress. A contractor may incur costs that relates to future activity in a contract. That means contract is not complete, but expenses have been incurred with reference to the contract work, and such expenses are to be recognized as work in progress. Such costs are recognized as asset if it is probable that that will be recovered. That means in future the contractor will pay that amount. That certainty should be there, and that amount will be treated as contract work in progress. Now the question of determining the stage of completion, because on that basis costs and revenues are assigned or accounted in the books of accounts of the contractor. The stage of completion of the contract may be determined in different ways. There are three options. The first option is the proportion of the contract cost incurred, that is with reference to the total estimated cost of contract. For example, if the total cost of the contract is 30 lakh and the cost incurred till date is 15 lakhs, 50% of the cost is already incurred. That means stage of completion is 50%. On the other hand, if as per the books of accounts that possibility is not there as to how much contract has progressed, then a survey can be conducted by the site inspector as to how much portion of the contract work has been completed. As per the report of the site inspector, it may be determined as to how much percentage of contract work has been completed. Then the other option is completion of a physical proportion of the contract work. It means apparently how much portion of the contract work has been completed. For example, in a contract for construction of 5-story building, if 3 stories are complete, then the stage of completion of the same is regarded as 60%. Of the 5 stories, 3 stories are complete. That means 60% is complete. So these are the three options which can be used conveniently by the contractor to determine the stage of completion. When the outcome of the construction contract cannot be estimated, the revenue and cost should be recognized only to the extent of contract cost incurred whose recovery is probable. In case the stage of completion is not calculable and the outcome of the construction contract cannot be estimated, that means the future course cannot be determined, then the revenue and cost should be recognized only to the extent of contract cost. How much cost that has been incurred with reference to the contract, that will be recognized as cost, and only that much is recoverable is assumed, and the cost and revenues will be treated alike, and there will be no profit element recognition. However, in case of expected loss, in a situation where it is expected that the total contract cost will exceed total revenue from such contract, the expected losses should be immediately recognized as expenses. That means here the expected losses should be accounted immediately in the same accounting period, and the carry forward of the expected losses will not be made. We shall consider one example here. On 1st December 2019, Vishwakarma Construction Company Limited undertook a contract to construct a building for Rs 85 lakhs. On 31st March 20, the company found that it had already spent 64 lakh 99,000 on the construction. The prudent estimate of additional cost is 32 lakh 1,000. What amount should be charged to revenue in the final accounts for the year ended 31st March 2020 as per Ind AS 11? Now, the calculation is done as follows. As given, cost incurred till date, that is 31st March 2020, is 64 lakh 99,000. Prudent estimate of additional cost of completion 32 lakh 1,000. So total cost that in relation to the contract to complete it becomes 97 lakh. However, the contract price agreed between the parties is only 85 lakh. The difference between the total cost incurred and to be incurred is 95 lakh, and the contract price is only 85 lakh. So 12 lakh would be the probable loss in respect of the contract. So this should be accounted as expense immediately. According to para 33 of Ind AS 11, the amount of 12 lakh is required to be recognized as expense. Now, how much contract work is in progress? That is calculated as follows. Till now, 64 lakh 99,000 is incurred as expense. Total expense in relation to the contract as estimated is 97 lakh. That means as per percentage it comes to 67. This 67% completion of the contract based on the total cost that should be incurred for the contract is applied on the contract price. The proportion of total contract value recognized as turnover is 67% of 85 lakh, that is contract price. That gives you the completion of contract work, that comes to 56 lakh 95,000. So this should be taken as complete work in progress. 56 lakh 95,000 should be considered as work in progress, and 12 lakh should be considered as loss, and that should be considered as expense. So this is the guide done as per the guidelines given under Ind AS 11. In this video, I have explained only one incidence wherein there is loss. In my next video, I am going to take up two more examples. I hope this example you have followed, and what are the guidelines given by the Ind AS 11 for treatment of costs and revenue in the books of accounts of the contractor. Thank you.